Welcome to Thinker Into. This is the third video that I'm doing on this Super Snilux, and we have successfully disassembled it, and now we have this front element as well as the gear element here with us. And I explained to you guys that this front element is glued together. Well, that's true, and sometimes you're gonna see on the internet some lenses that have problems with mainly with the front element. Sometimes you see that there is kind of a fuzziness inside this front element, and this is due to a kind of a coating or glue, probably better saying, a glue that exists and then held this lens together. I'm not sure what that is. I definitely can say to you guys that it smells very awful, and I think it burns or degrades over time, depending on the intensity of the light that goes inside here, due to the years of use of this Super Snilux as cinema projectors. So you see this fuzziness sometimes, and this unit, it had this fuzziness inside this front element, and it really degrades the image. If a seller says it doesn't trust that. It really affects and degrades very much the quality of the image produced by these lenses, which is a very good lens when it's in good condition. So this is one problem that you may see, and this was the problem that I saw in this one. The second problem that you may see and find on the internet sometimes, it's what they call delamination. When you start to see kind of cracks or fails in this material that held this block together, and then you're gonna see it creeping inside lenses, and it also degrades the quality of your image. So whenever you see that condition, you may try to, well, if it's really cheap and if you want to restore your own lenses, or if you find one for really cheap with the kind of problem, you may want to try this solution. So when I saw these lenses, I was a bit disappointed with the result that I was getting from it. And it held on my shelves for a bit of time, and I was thinking about how to do it. And then I remember that at my university days, we used to use immersion oil in some, experiments that we would use sometimes of lenses in microscopy that needed immersion oil to make it work. So I started to dig around, and I bought some immersion oil for a large shop that is hereby, and I tried in the lenses to see if it could work around, but in the end it didn't work well. So, let me give a step back. So what I tried to do initially was looking at the lens and understanding that it was inside the coating, the problem. I started to see how I could remove that coating, disconnect these lenses. So the first thing that I do was to heat the glass a bit, not too much. Be careful, but you can heat it a bit. You can use your hair dryer, or you can try to heat it very evenly, not too much. Again, you don't want to heat it excessively, but just by some degrees, a bit warmer than the room temperature, and the material is going to become a bit less tense, less strong, tensile, whatever. So what you're going to do is very firmly put the lenses in a very firm position. You're going to hold very firmly the back element, the front element, the big one. You're going to push with your finger the small one. You see in this one how it is disassembling the back lenses from the front lenses. I'm doing this very easily because I have already removed the original coating that existed here. And then I try to reassemble the lenses just by cleaning everything and putting it together like that, and reassemble it inside, and it was like terrible. It didn't work. So that's again to the immersion oil. That's when I started to think, well, maybe there's still light for that lenses, and maybe we can still revive it, make it work it once again, because I just would need to find a material that can replace the original one. And I tried the immersion oil, which is the thing that we use in at labs at the university. But immersion oil is too fluid, and we needed something that was much more tensile as the original material. I definitely don't know what that is. It definitely is something very nasty because it smells very badly. So maybe if you're going to do this, the next time, if I need to do something like that with this Schneider lenses, I'll use a much more adequate mask with filtering or something. Because I don't know, that material might be very toxic. But anyway, I just cleaned it with isopropyl alcohol, and it cleaned very nicely. So yeah, at least in that part it was not too difficult to remove the nasty stuff that held those two pieces of glass together. But then I had this problem how to move forward. And without something connecting it, it doesn't work. Doesn't even bother to try. The image is going to be like, well, impossible. It would be better to keep it degraded with burn stuff than to try to use this lens without some kind of oil connecting the two glasses. So that's when I walking at the pharmacy found this thing here. It is called vegetable glycerin, bidistillated. So it was like cents. Was really cheap. So it's just glycerin, vegetable glycerin, bidistillated, pure. Let's say pure glycerin. It was, I think it was used in the pharmacy. It was sold for skin, something like that, to humidity. I don't know, whatever. But the stuff is really sticky, and that's what we wanted. A very sticky substance. See, very sticky. Look, it's totally transparent, but it's really sticky. So what you want to do is, of course, clean everything, and you want to like put 2 drops. I think 2 or 3 drops. This one has already some, so you will try it out. But I think 2 or 3 drops is more than enough, and you're gonna push very firmly so that every bubble is like goes away. Just push very firmly, and the excess you can clean it later. And you see, it's already held together. I'm just pushing my finger here not to lose, but it's really there. See, it's sufficiently held together, let's say like that. It's definitely not like the original stuff, which was a kind of a really strong glue. And these, you're definitely going to see that the lenses are a bit flimsy, but when you put them in there, with this glycerin, it will work like a charm. So this is what I had to show to you guys today. I hope it was useful. And now I'm going to, of course, clean everything and before I reassemble these lenses, and definitely you don't need to see that. That's what I had to show for you today. Thank you very much.